How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome to Blue Lion Finance, a channel dedicated to investing in my personal journey to amassing $100,000 with my Vanguard brokerage account. As of today, I'm sitting at $75,117.84, up by $103.43 since my last video. However, nowhere near my account highs as of a couple of weeks ago. The market has been incredibly volatile rather recently, all stemming from the federal government's great debate on the debt ceiling, lingering fears of inflation, and last but not least, with every passing day, we are getting closer and closer to the Federal Reserve relaxing that monetary policy of theirs, all meaning that we are in a state of uncertainty. The market hating uncertainty creates a ton of volatility. However, all of this volatility is just an opportunity for long-term value investors to buy stocks on sale, which is personally what I have been doing rather recently. Now, in today's video, I want to get right into the one stock that I sold out of my position of entirely and talk about the 3 stocks that I've doubled down on, simply buy and holds for the long-term future. A video you won't want to miss out on. Of course, before I dive in, make sure you go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button, as it greatly helps me out in growing the Blue Lion Finance channel and getting the word out there. Most importantly, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. I not only want each and every one of you along for this ride with me, but want all of you taking advantage of the One Hope Wines $50 gift card giveaway I have underway as we speak, in which one lucky winner, the moment this channel crosses 1,000 subscribers, will be sent that gift card to pick out the wine of their choice. So cheers to that. Now, YouTube, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, let's go ahead and get started here by talking about a short-term versus long-term investment, because as many of you know, if you've been following along on the Blue Lion Finance channel thus far, I am not typically an investor who perhaps buys one month and sells the next month. I'm typically a buy and hold investor for the long term, which leads me to talking about what exactly my timelines are for my investments. Now, short-term investments for me are typically just over a year mark, whereas long-term investments are going to be between 3 and 5 to even 10 years plus. But when it comes to these shorter term investments, I hold on to them for about a year and then let go of them simply because I want to avoid short-term capital gains. So with that being said, that leads me to talking about Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Now, Boeing is a fantastic company, do not get me wrong. However, I have other positions that I wanted to begin to grow with because they are better suited for a dividend investor's portfolio. Regardless, let's get back to Boeing here and sharing that Boeing is an American multinational corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells airplanes, rotorcraft, that being helicopters, rockets, and satellites. Now, I bought into Boeing back in the March of 2020 lows, not just because of the onset of the pandemic that created a ton of market volatility, but more so because Boeing began to manufacture and sell their Boeing 737 MAX planes. And the moment those planes hit the open market, they literally began to fall right out of the sky. There were a ton of malfunctions with those planes. And of course, Boeing stock took a nosedive and plummeted to some historical lows. Now, I saw that as an opportunity to buy into Boeing at a ripe time and a ripe opportunity to then ride the wave back up. My average buy-in price was around $139.35. I held on long enough to see a pretty nice return selling out of that position, with each share price being worth $223.78. Now, having sold out of my position entirely, I brought in a grand total of $1,566.32 in order to go ahead and splurge on companies that are better suited for my portfolio, those companies being dividend investments. So from one aerospace investment to the next, I went ahead to start a brand new position with Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. Now, Lockheed Martin is an industry leader producing more tactical aircraft as opposed to Boeing's more commercial aircraft. I want you to think about fighter jets, military helicopters, missiles, missile defense systems, satellites, and radar systems for the military. Now, when it comes to Lockheed Martin, this should give you a ton of confidence in investing in the company in and of itself, because they have contracts with the United States government as well as our allies around the world. Now, these contracts don't just last for 1, 2, 3, 5 years. I'm talking about contracts that last for 10, 20, 30, and 50 years worth of revenue rolling in for Lockheed Martin to create these military products. Now, most importantly, if we take a look at their stock share price as of right now, they were sitting around $394 prior to the ending of the Afghan war. And then all of a sudden they took a plummet to around $350 per share, which is where they're hovering right now. A lot of investors began to pull out of Lockheed Martin thinking that the end of the Afghan war means that this company was going to lose an incredibly important revenue source for them. And while that certainly might have been true, it by no means stopped governments, from the US government to governments around the world, from continuing to buy, with Lockheed Martin only securing yet another contract with the United States government for $6.6 billion to deliver through on new F-35s. Now, I only see continued growth for Lockheed Martin, so I went ahead to buy 4 shares worth of Lockheed Martin for $345.68 each, bringing my total spent on Lockheed to $1,382.72, and I'm only going to continue to double down on this company for the long run, especially given it is a dividend paying company. Now, Lockheed Martin has been paying dividends out for roughly 18 years and increasing those dividends year over year, with their current dividend yield sitting at 2.97%. But get this, analysts only also expect Lockheed Martin to continue to grow, coming in at a median share price of $427 per share and a high stock share price of $458 per share. So certainly room to grow when it comes to Lockheed Martin, and an opportunity to get invested in it right now. Now, the next company I went ahead to double down on and buy more shares of this week is Realty Income, ticker symbol O. Now, when it comes to Realty Income, it is a REIT, a real estate investment trust. It is my go-to REIT to invest in. And honestly, with all of this talk of a recession on the way, Realty Income has survived 8 total recessions and only continues to grow. So I hope that already delivers you with a ton of confidence to see through it that Realty Income is a go-to high quality REIT to invest in. Now, personally, because I talk about Realty Income so much, I want to keep it short, sweet, and to the point in talking about it in this video, and just share with you that since their founding in 1969, they have been doing an outstanding job in growing an incredibly well-diversified portfolio. They have over 6,700 properties spanning across the United States and well into Puerto Rico as well as the UK. They recently acquired another REIT, that being their REIT, which is going to send their property count across that 10,000 property mark. Important for that investor out there who's looking for a company who is about to grow, that is Realty Income. Now, most importantly, when it comes to taking a look at Realty Income's clients, they have tenants from 7-Eleven, Walmart, Home Depot, Kroger, CVS, Walgreens, all companies that are not going to be disappearing anytime soon, which allows them to hold strong with their occupancy rate at 98%, which is just incredible. And when it comes to Realty Income, currently an undervalued company, they are below that $70 mark, which allows me to only continue to buy more shares of them. I went ahead to pick up 3 more shares of Realty Income this week for $66.25 each, meaning my grand total spent on Realty Income was $198.75, bringing my share count up to 65 total shares worth of Realty Income. Now, because Realty Income is a monthly paying dividend stock, I'm going to kick back and relax, sitting pretty on that dividend income. They have a current dividend yield at 4.3%. They're a dividend aristocrat, meaning they've been paying dividends out for over 25 consecutive years and increasing that dividend yield while they're at it. Now, most importantly, analysts are expecting Realty Income to continue to grow. So again, a ripe opportunity to jump in while this stock share price is down. And analysts have expectations that it's going to rise to a median stock share price of $79 per share and a high stock share price of $86 per share. And last but certainly not least, we have Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. I took up the opportunity to buy more shares in Apple because, of course, it is the world's most valuable company. And with all of the general market uncertainty out there, on top of the Epic Games saga, as well as the iPhone 13 announcement, whereas history shows their stock share price typically goes down thereafter, and then about 60 to 90 days later, when revenue starts to come in, they see a stock share price surge. I went ahead to pick up more shares this week because it fell below $140. I went ahead to pick up 3 more shares this week for $138.53 each, bringing my grand total spent on Apple to $415.59, bringing my share count up to 85 total shares worth of Apple, inching closer to my share count goal of 100 shares shares worth of my never sell company. Now, most importantly, I see Apple growing as a company for decades to come, as do analysts, with analyst expectations coming in at a median stock share price of $170 per share, a high stock share price of $190 per share, and my personal stock share price coming in at $200 per share come the future. So plenty of growth. And of course, until then, Apple also pays a nice little dividend at a 0.62% dividend yield. And that is it. That wraps us up for today. I completely sold out of my position with Boeing to start a brand new position with Lockheed Martin. I then went ahead to buy more shares of Realty Income as well as Apple. Now, if you personally learned something new, you liked what you heard, you just want to share your thoughts on what exactly I'm doing, drop those comments below. If you're interested in investing in any of the companies that I mentioned today, just make sure you do your own due diligence. I am by no means a financial advisor. Now, if you want to go ahead and just gently tap on that thumbs up button, it will help me grow the Blue Lion Finance channel. Moreover, go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. I'd love to have you along the journey with me. Now, YouTube, until the next video, I will see you all there.